Arlo. Doesn't he look like a Sith crossing guard? That was the worst laugh, but I just came up with that. I'm always roasting this dude. How about a Team Go Rocket roast session at 10,000 subscribers? Let's call it. Anyway, you're gonna see two teams on screen for going up against this punk. And of course, on the left side, that's gonna be my account. It's a level 40. On the right side is gonna be one of the viewer accounts. It's a level 29, I believe. And so they do now scale down the levels, of course. So you're gonna see that the Pineco there on the right, you can see that it's 3,000 CP, whereas the Pineco on the left has 4,844. And so we switched on both of these. This was really not necessary to win. It was just to position ourselves even better and to show you what happens. So why did we do that? So of course we wanted to start out with the Skarmory on the right and the Charizard on the left, but we started with two different Pokemon and did a switch immediately. The reason for that is, again, you're going to see them completely wreck these, but the Team Go Rocket side will stand still every time that you use a charge move or they use a charge move, or whenever a Pokemon is switched out. That could be manually switching or fainting. And so what happened there is you can see Skarmory was a great choice on the right side. It's a great League Pokemon. A lot of people probably have for that purpose, or they got it in recent events. You know, it's kind of been more widely available, I'd say, in 2020 especially. And so now the thing about Skarmory is that it was double resisting the Pineco right there using Bug Bite. So again, on the right side, that was Pineco with Bug Bite. On the left side, it had Tackle, and Charizard is pretty much going to win fight against Pineco in most scenarios. Now, of course, they are like way overpowered as Shadow Pokemon, so keep that in mind. I don't want like my word to be the absolute gospel because your Charizard for some reason didn't make it out. The thing about Charizard is just having a move, I would say, that you could spam more so, because that's one thing that I'm missing with my Charizards, is that I can't really spam that charge move like I want to. But then you could see after that, you know, we on both sides battled a Charizard that Arlo had, and you can really defeat this quickly with Rock, because Rock is going to be doubly super effective against Charizard. I can remember when Clone Charizard, for instance, was in raids, a lot of people were duoing that raid because they were just using Rock types, which again, it's going to be super effective. So because I have Terrakion on the right does not mean that that's the only thing you have to use. I always show you guys other options. It's not just limited to legendaries, but if I do show off those legendaries, I pick ones that were available very recent, or at least in 2020, you know, in that year that I'm recording this. And then I gave you the alternative as well, which we have a Tyranitar. Now my Tyranitar is just, it's way overpowered for this fight. You do see that it does take some damage a little bit more from Salamence, but having Salamence on both of these sides means that we didn't even, on both accounts, we didn't have to resort to our last Pokemon at all. You know, I had a Glaceon there on my own account, and then we also had a Glaceon on the viewer account. It just basically did not get used. Now that would also be a great Pokemon, just as Ice would be basically against the Salamence. This Salamence had Bite, and so it actually positioned us a little bit better to have Terrakion, which has the fighting type as well, you know, the rock and fighting, but Tyranitar has the dark type in there, so both of those resist dark, which is the move Bite, you know. So that was like, I hesitate to say this because, you know, I'll get backlash sometimes, but like for me, this was an easy battle, and so I'm hoping that if you are equipped this way, that it'll be easy for you too. I would say Arlo is objectively probably going to be the easier of the Team Go Rocket leaders this go around, but everybody's in a different place, so please remember that, and it's something that I try to not, I guess, take for granted anymore. And so I hope that this helps you out. We will have other videos on Arlo, but probably a little bit more slim than, let's say, our videos on Cliff and Sierra, and of course Giovanni. Speaking of, feel free to click an end screen on screen to be taken to one of those videos, and I'll catch you guys on the next vid, and thanks for viewing.